year, and so we're going to miss Easy, but that was the only major injury we had. We did have our center, Giuliano Cataneo, dislocate a finger, but he played the rest of the game and he'll practice. So I think Easy has just gotten out of surgery. I think he was having surgery today. So the one major injury comes out of the deal. It happens. It's the nature of the game. So we've got to move on. And Hal Vincent and Teron Fitzgerald and those guys will have to pick up the pace and help us there. Questions?
You deferred a lot of questions until after you see this.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts after you see this?
I thought we improved as far as assignment football in our offensive line. We got on the right guys. We were able to identify and block the right guys. Now, the difference between identifying and actually getting them blocked and moving them is different. We weren't able to move them because they're very talented up front, but we did get on the right guys, whereas in Arkansas we didn't. So that was a positive. That was really one of the biggest positives. I felt like we did some things good on defense early. They're a talented team. When you play a team like that, you can't make any mistakes pretty much. You know, they're going so fast, and you can be right 6 out of 8 times, but the 2 times that you're not right are going to be 14 points. And that's usually how the game works. We got them in 4th down a couple times. They went forward, and, you know, they had more talent than we did on 4th down. So that was the nature of the game.
You said also at the halftime of the game, guys were combing their hair and
Mm-hmm.
their headbands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any more thoughts on that? Have you addressed that? Have you planned to?
Always address it, yeah. We address it.
How did you do it?
Talk to the team about it.
How important is it for your team to not kind of underestimate Incarnate Word coming in, them being an FCS team? And, how important is it for them to kind of be ready for anything?
We're not very good. We shouldn't underestimate anybody.
Coach, you can't really control this, but Bobcats have the ball, like on the offensive side of the ball. What are your comments towards that?
Understand the nature of home game, away game, etiquette at football games. I don't know if they make a book on that, but maybe we ought to get one and help them.
Do you think that was a problem, though, them being loud on offense and that effect?
I don't know. I just know that may have been the first time in the history of my coaching that I've ever seen that happen.
Coach, you pulled an upset over an FBS team last season at JMU. You kind of understand the motivation, especially with a lot of teams this year that have upset FBS teams that Incarnate Word has when they go to face the team.
You know, parity in college football now is obviously, you know, well documented. So if you don't prepare every week, you're liable to get beat by anybody.
Do you have any relationship, for example, Coach Kennan,
Mm-hmm.
some time and now he's back, obviously. Any connections with their staff like you had with Houston?
I coach with Tony Marciano, the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach. I didn't coach. I coached with his brother at Tennessee, at the New Orleans Saints. So I've known Tony an awful long time. I've known Coach Kennan a long time. He was the head of the Coaches Association in the NFL. So I got to know Larry a long time ago when I was in the NFL. So yeah, those guys they're very, very good. They got a very good staff. They do a good job. I mean, you look at where they've taken the program there and where it is now. I mean, they've done. We're kind of, you talk about us modeling after Houston. I like to model after what they've done.
They start from scratch.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Well, yeah. There's some history. None there.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
do you see about their team? What do you see in their team?
I think they've done a good job of recruiting. They have a plan offensively and defensively. I think they get their players to play hard.
Quarterback, got some experience.
Quarterback's a good player.
Coach, you mentioned in the post-game Saturday that you need to figure out a way to score points,
Mm-hmm.
and that starts with the coaching staff. How's this staff come together this week on the offensive side of the ball to put some points on the board, and how do you make sure the confidence isn't shaken on that side of the ball?
The confidence isn't shaken. The coaches have coached the way they've coached every week.
Is it you talk about not scoring enough points, is it the players, is it the scheme, is it the opposition that's limiting those?
We're not making enough plays and blocking the right guys enough consistently, and when you do that, you don't score points.
Sounds like really you're in blocking and tackling one-on-one. You're at the kind of the entry level of football.
Yes.
You mentioned this was kind of the extension of your training camp, until conference starts.
Mhm.
Where are you about where you expected this team to be, or where's the progression along that?
Our goal is to be 2-2 after Saturday.
How much of an accomplishment do you think it would be to be able to get through this month with a 2-2 record?
An accomplishment? Coming out that first week, we had some people that didn't think we could pull it off, and we did. I think Coach Burkhardt said it best this morning. This is right where we wanted to be if we come out this Saturday and perform like we know we can. Going into conference at 2-2, that's what, what we could have hoped for.
What did playing against teams like Arkansas and Houston, first of all, how difficult was that to block their lines, particularly Houston? What did you learn from that, playing teams like that?
What do we learn? They have some really great players, obviously, both those teams. They were phenomenal. But as an offensive line, what did we learn? We learned that we have to continue to work our fundamentals and techniques. And, we have some young guys that we got to bring along, 3 seniors starting and, 2 younger guys. So we have to keep improving in all 5 positions, obviously, but especially the younger guys.
What's it been like for Aaron Brewer, true freshman, kind of getting thrown out there, baptism by fire? How's he been coming along?
The kid comes out and works hard every day. So I like him playing the guard next to me. Playing quite a few games. I think it kind of helps him and I that I could tell him, like, hey, man, like, this is what we're doing. Each play, if he has a question, he can ask me. I think he's kept a pretty level head about it, come out and done, pretty well.
Does it seem like true freshman? Does it seem like a young guy? Or you seem a little
Coach Withers came in the meeting yesterday or Sunday actually, and said, "There's no more freshmen. We've played too many games, so no, I don't think doesn't really play like it."
Coach was pretty vocal and upset after Saturday's loss in the post game. He had seen some stuff at halftime that he didn't appreciate. Guys fixing their hair and doing all this other stuff. What kind of stuff does that bring out in you guys in terms of trying to establish a winning culture and get rid of those habits that aren't a part of what he's trying to accomplish?
I don't. It's kind of aggravating to me. I'm out there. We're all out there, playing to our ability as much as we can, and to have guys like that come in the locker room, it was aggravating. I don't think he actually told us about it until the post game, but so I didn't really see it going on. I was meeting with coaches and stuff like that, but it was aggravating, kind of frustrating to me to think that those guys aren't locked in with what we were doing on Saturday.